Hello, my name is Mirzhanskas Demnikas, and the topic of the presentation is the history of the Basmanny district. And here you can see the contents. First of all, we will start from introduction. Then I will tell you about the history of Немецкая Quarter, Church of Saint Michael, and then I will tell you about history of Moscow State Technical University, about Nikolai Ernestovich Bauman and the Basmanny district contribution. And let's start from introduction. The Basmanny district of Moscow is located in the northeastern part of the Central Administrative District. There are 10 metro stations, Kursky railway station, theaters, museums, more than 30 churches and many other attractions on the territory of the Basmanny district. In this area, the Yauza River flows with its tributaries Alkovka, Chuchara, Chernogorska. The area stretches from the Ilyinsky Gate of Kitay-Gora to the east. The area is inextricably linked with the history of our university, Bauman Moscow State Technical University. And the eventful history of the modern Basmanny district began around the 14th century. At that time, settlements began to arise along the Yauza River and the Pokrovska road leading from Moscow to Vladimir. By the end of the 7th century, Basmanny quarter had expanded significantly to the north of Moscow. The most famous among the settlements of the Basmanny district was the Немецкая quarter, the history of which is very bright and eventful. In October 1655, according to the Tsar's decree, all foreigners who did not accept orthodoxy dare to move out of the prestigious Moscow districts and form a settlement in a place remote from the center of Moscow. For Novaya Немецкая quarter, a plot was located on the right bank of the Yauza. Earlier, back in the 16th century, this area was a habitat for Europeans of different nationalities who, for some reasons, settled in Moscow. The people called them Nemцы, that is, dumb, who did not understand the Russian language, hence the name of the quarter. And it is known that in 1576 in the Немецкая quarter there was an evangelical church of Saint Michael, which was destroyed in the time of troubles. In 1626 the Lutheran community of Moscow was divided into merchants and officers. The church of Saint Michael passed to the merchants who in 1684 to 1685 built a stone church instead of a wooden one, the first stone church in the Немецкая quarter. In turn, the officers' community built a wooden church for themselves, which was renovated in 1661 at the expense of General Nikolai Bauman, one of the most influential people in the quarter. He was a Russian general of Holstein origin, and Holstein is a historical region in Germany located in the southern part of Schleswig-Holstein. In the Russian service, he commanded a reinforced regiment of the Soldiers' Order of the Moscow category and served in the Pushkar Order, first Russian lieutenant general in 1659. He stood at the origins of the reorganization of the Russian artillery and supervised the creation of new models of guns in 1658 to 1670. Bauman sought to streamline the calibers and types of guns, conducted numerous experimental firing. He personally drew drawings, participated in the manufacture of guns, invented new models of guns, mortars and ammunition for them. His surname coincides with the surname of the Russian revolutionary Nikolai Ernestovich Bauman, after whom Bauman Moscow State Technical University is named. Despite the similar surname, there are no family ties between them. And what about Church of St. Michael? After the fire of 1812, the Nemeska quarter burned out almost completely, but the Church of St. Michael survived, and it stood until the Soviet era, when at the end of the 1920s, this territory was allocated for the construction of the Central Area Hydrodynamic Institute, in short SAGI. The church was closed and then completely demolished. In the first picture you can see the church of Saint Michael, and after it was demolished, on this place there was built the Central Area Hydrodynamic Institute. You can see this building on the second picture. And now I will tell you about the history of Bauman Moscow State Technical University. On October 5th, 1826, the beginning of Bauman Moscow State Technical University, when the Empress Dowager Maria Fedorovna issued the order to establish a craft educational institution at the Moscow orphanage in the Nemeska quarter, and move all artisan pupils from the orphanage there. For this purpose, the famous Moscow architect Gilardi rebuilt the Slobodskaya Palace in the Nemeska quarter, which was burned down in 1812. And on July 1st, 1840, Emperor Nikolai I approved the regulations of the craft school. The school was opened in 1842. From this date, the first technical university of Russia has been running its chronology. The aim of the new school was to teach various crafts in combination with deep theoretical training. By 1868, the quality of education in the craft educational institution had become so high that it was reorganized into a special higher educational institution called the Imperial Moscow Technical School. And then in 1940, the university was named Bauman Moscow Mechanical Engineering Institute in honor of the Russian revolutionary Nikolai Ernestovich Bauman, who was killed in 1905 near the main building of the university at the corner of Nemeska Street, which was renamed in 1922 into Baumanska Street, and Denisovsky Lane, which is named after the writer von Wiesen, who lived there in 1791. And in 1943, Bauman Moscow Mechanical Engineering Institute was renamed the Bauman Moscow Higher Technical School. And then I want to tell you about the Nikolai Alexeyevich Bauman. He was born in May 1873 in Kazan into a family of Volga Germans. Almost in accordance with the surname, Bauman in German means builder, carpenter. Nikolai's father owned a furniture workshop. Bauman studied at the Second Kazan Gymnasium, more than half of the students of which were the sons of nobles and officials. Bauman studied to be a veterinarian and was assigned to the village of Novy Burasy near Saratov. In 1896 to 1897, he worked in St. Petersburg. In 1896 to 1897, he was a member of the Petersburg Union of the struggle for the liberation of the working class. In 1897, he was arrested and imprisoned in the Peter and Paul fortress, where he was held in solitary confinement for confinement for 22 months. In 1899, he was exiled to the city of Orlov, Vyatka province, from where he fled abroad in the same year. In Zurich, Nikolai Ernestovich made friends with Vladimir Lenin and then became the distributor of the revolutionary newspaper Iskra in Russia. Bauman was killed on October 18th, 1905 by Nikolai Mikhailin, an employee of Sharpov factory, near the main building of the Imperial Moscow Technical School. Bauman's cause of death was a fracture of the base of the school as a result of blows from a piece of pipe. On the day of his on the day of his death, the revolutionary standing in a cab agitated the Moscow proletariat to smash the Russian Bastille, the Taganska prison, from which Nikolai Ernestovich was released in accordance with the Tsarist manifest a few days earlier. Bauman's behavior and appeals were considered outrageous by the Bolsheviks' namesake, the Moscow worker Nikolai Mikhailin. After serving in the Life Guards cavalry regiment for 5 years, Mikhailin jumped into the cab and began to snatch the flag with the inscription "Down this with autocracy" from the hands of the revolutionary. In the scuffle, Mikhailin hit Nikolai Ernestovich with a piece of pipe, first on the arm and then on the head of the agitator. Bauman's funeral grew into a manifestation of many thousands. You can see in the first picture the Bauman's funeral. About 300,000 people came to the march in connection with his funeral at the entrance of the Imperial Technical School. The grave of the Bolshevik is located at the Vaganovsky cemetery in Moscow. At the place of Nikolai Ernestovich's death, a memorial plaque was erected in his honor with the inscription. Here on October 31, 1905, a member of the Moscow organization of the Bolsheviks, Nikolai Ernestovich Bauman, a member of the Moscow organization of the Bolsheviks, Nikolai Ernestovich Bauman, was villainously killed by an agent of Tsarist secret police. In 1920, the Basmanny district was renamed into Baumansky. Also in honor of Nikolai Ernestovich, the Baumanskaya metro station was named, in which the oldest escalators in the world stood until 2015. And that's also in the second picture you can see the memorial plaque. And the next, now I want to tell you about the Basmanny district contribution. Basmanny district played an important role in the development of science and technology on the scale not only in Moscow but throughout Russia. One of the important personalities of the region is Nikolai Igorovich Zhukovsky. You can see him on the first picture. The scientific activity opened a new page in the development of theoretical mechanics in Russia, because before his work in Russian university, theoretical mechanics was not even considered an independent scientific discipline, but developed as applied mathematics. Department of Theoretical Mechanics of the Imperial Moscow Technical School, headed by Zhukovsky, became the all-Russian Department of Mechanics. Nikolai Igorovich is also the founder of TSAGI, which conducts a wide range of research and development in the field of aerodynamics, of aircraft and their power plants, flight mechanics and aircraft control system, ensuring reliability and much more. In addition to Zhukovsky, the Imperator's Moscow Technical School professors and teachers. There are outstanding scientists such as Mendeleev. You can see him on the second picture. Chebyshev on third picture. Chaplygin, picture number 4. And other scientists as Yershov, Sovetkin, Dmitriev, Letnikov, Gavrilenko. Among the famous graduates, one can single out Korolev Sergei Pavlovich and Tupolev Andrei Nikolaevich. Sergei Korolev is the creator of the Soviet strategic missile weapons of medium and intercontinental range and the founder of practical cosmonautics. Tupolev Andrei Nikolaevich, Soviet aircraft designer, academician of the USSR Academy of Science, culinary general engineer, 3 times hero of socialism labor, hero of labor of the RSFSR. Under the leadership of Tupolev, over 100 types of aircraft were designed, 70 of which were serially built. And Bauman Moscow Higher Technical School played a huge role in strengthening the country's defense. The formation and development of material science as a science is primarily due to the scientists of Bauman University. Sidorin, Kishkin, Akimov, the head of the tank industry and the Minister of Transport Engineering, was graduate Moscow Higher Technical School, Malyshev, and another student of Bauman University during the war years, Ustinov, headed the entire defense industry of the country. And that's all for now. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.